Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels, and you are now inside Northampton Wools. I am by myself here today. Kate isn't feeling that well, so I'm pretty proud that I managed to get it all together. I have a table full of things to show you and to talk about, and hopefully I don't make too many big mistakes, because I sure do miss it when Kate's not here to help get everything going. So welcome to everyone, especially all of you new people that are showing up. We're seeing those comments on YouTube. People across the country are beginning to find us, and we're hearing that more and more in the shop as well, that people, when they're watching YouTube podcasts, we're popping up as something that they might be interested in. And we hope that is the case, that you find something fun and unique and maybe a little bit different, and that you maybe even learn something once in a while. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Eileen. Amanda, I hope you're feeling better too. It is definitely that time. There was that chill in the air last night, and this morning it was cold. But we are supposed to warm up a little bit and then go back down to cold. So we're definitely feeling that switch. And don't forget, Saturday, we turn the clocks back, so we'll have an extra hour of, not sleep, knitting time, right? So say hello if you're here so that I know that you found us. It is the last Monday in October. Hi, Kate. And we're about to switch into November. This certainly is going to be a hopefully extremely short week, and hopefully then it'll all be over and we will be able to go on to something more close to normal. I hope. Fingers crossed. Let's hope for the best. Anyway, hi, Terry. I want to talk first about the shawl that I have on. Let me stand up a little bit so that you can really see it. I am, well, let me show you the back first. That's what it looks like. Now, the reason I'm wearing this shawl, and I'm going to tell you the name and the yarn that I used in just a second, is that in the past week, I have gotten orders for 6 Christmas stockings. And I finished all of the work that I needed to do for Plymouth Yarn. And in order to go into deep fall and winter knitting, I needed to get my office in a little bit better shape than the general chaos that it usually exists in. So that meant a real clean out. I mean, I pile needles up in a bag. At least I separate short ones from long ones. But then I have a knot or a big mess of needles. I have yarn in bins and bags all over the place, and I have lists of things that I'm supposed to be doing, things that I've done, things that need to get finished, and I needed it to be more manageable. And so I started to reorganize all of that mess. It's always a fight against chaos in my life. So I started to do that. And lo and behold, I came across this shawl. It's stuffed in a bag. Eileen, there's a house just down the street from us that's for sale. So when you buy it, you can help me organize, because then we can have 2 houses. Anyway, I found this, and it was about 4 rows short of being done. And I was like, what happened? How did I lose track of this? It was in the bottom of a bag. I had started it because I fell in love with the pattern. This is the pattern, and I'm sure I won't say it right. It is, I think it's Caol, C-A-O-L, but I've also been calling it Caol. Can you see that? I fell in love, of course, with the colors. But did I have the colors? No. And so I started it in the yarns that I had. And this is the same shawl, just shown in 4 different ways of wearing it. not only did I fall in love with the colors, but I loved the construction of it. Usually in a triangular shawl, you start at the neck, which this one does, but it basically increases at both edges and then smack in the middle. And then you're left with a triangle. This one increases at both edges and at 1, 2, let me see, which way do I have to move this? This way. 3 and 4 different spots in the middle of the shawl. So you get this dramatic kind of semicircle curl that makes the front edges longer. So that when you put this on, I had it pinned just to keep it closed in front, but when I wear it, and it's not so much a triangle as a scoop in the back, but when I wear it, it stays right there in the front. And I can move my arms without pinning it, move around, and it's going to stay on me. Just like that. I really, really, really like this shape. I love how comfortable this shawl is to wear. And by that, I mean how it sits on my shoulders and stays there. I really like it. It is a free pattern, but it's not a download. It takes you to the Caledonian Yarn, the Caledonian Wool Company website, and the directions are written out there. So you could cut and paste, I think, if you wanted to put it all together, because as is the case with many of those on a website patterns, the directions are long and drawn out with lots of space between the sentences. So Caol Shawl. It is a worsted weight pattern done on a size 9 needle. I used unique worsted weight, which is what all of this color is, right in here. And then the solidish color up here, you could use Rios, you could use Harvest, you could even use monochrome if you've got some of that left. And true confessions, when I picked it up, I realized probably why I put it aside was because I ran out of the color that I was using for the unique, and I never remembered to bring another skein home. So I actually ended it with a half a skein, was more like a quarter of a skein of another color of Rios that I just happened to have in the bottom of my well unorganized basket. So this is a great shawl for using up odds and ends, even if you wanted to, especially if you have a lot of worsted weight. If you wanted to do it just like it's shown with these great 2-color, with those little bit of stripes, I just might make it again with more of a plan in using colors that I like to wear that will go with the rest of my wardrobe. Although I don't think this looks bad. I think I really like it. What do you think? Name? It is Penny, Caol. Good. And I'm not sure how to say it, so I'm saying it as Caol. I have been saying it as Caol, but I don't think that's it. It's probably some Scottish pronunciation, and it is from the Caledonian Wool Company website. But it is on Ravelry. That's how I found it. You can search for that pattern name and it'll come right up. And like I said, it is a free pattern. So the other thing, of course, that I'm wearing is, thank you, Kate, is the Sophie scarf. I put that on because this sweater that I have on has just a crew neck and I wanted something a little bit more. And I have on the earrings that are 100% silk. These are dyed. We're getting those from Bryson. And you've seen Kate wear hers a lot. I've put mine on off and on. And the reason I'm wearing them today is because we got in a big reorder in time for the holidays. Now, this is something that we have no control over the colors that we get. We have to order them in packs of 6. I ordered 3 packs, so we have a lot of them in. And they come like this in different colors. This is 100% silk and it is hand dyed, and the earring part is sterling silver. And they do have those little rubber backers on it so that the earrings don't flip out. And if you've ever lost earrings, I just lost one the other day because it didn't have a back on it and it just popped out and I didn't even notice it. Oh, nuts. Well, here's a tip, Eileen. There's going to be another one coming up, I think. Here is another color. So some of them are very colorful and some of them are just one color. This is a yellow. So I'm really happy to have these back in stock. And like I said, I cannot order a specific color and they don't always come the same. Like I did not, even all 15 sets of earrings that we got, none of them are exactly this green. And none of them, this is close to what Kate has, but not exactly. And look how much color there is on that one. A lot more than on some of the others. The pink, a lilac, and there's the green, but mine is even lighter than that one. So we've got those in. Oh, look at this one. A couple more. That one, another black, and a little bit brighter as well. So we'll have those for a while until they are sold out. I was happy to get them when we did. The other thing that came from Bryson are this year's yarn bowls. If you are a yarn bowl person, then these you might be interested in. They are a wooden bowl and they do have some nice weight to them, so they're not gonna pull off the table very easily. They do have a very smooth finish where you put the yarn in, but it's not that big. It's not gonna hold a really giant skein of yarn. And truthfully, although people ask for yarn bowls all the time, and we do always try to have some in stock, I use bowls like this more for notions. I can easily put my scissors and stitch markers and a tape measure in here, and it keeps everything neat and to hand. So I can put this on the table. These are supposed to be holes that you stick your knitting needles in when you're done with the work. But again, honestly, I've never gotten those holes to work perfectly. But I really love the way the bowl looks and feels. There's something so appealing about wood. So we did get, I think 6. Yeah, we did get 6 of these bowls in. So if you are starting to make your wish list for Christmas or thinking about gifts for other knitters, you'll want to add those if you like yarn bowls. So we got that in as well. Let's see. Okay. Also, this shawl only takes about 363 yards total. That's what the pattern says. But this is another, I'm looking at my notes, remembering other things I wanted to tell you about it. Since it is done from the top down, the shape will just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you have 3 choices. You either run out of yarn, or you decide that it needs to be done. It's got to be finished. You've had enough of it. And, or you have met your goal. You've reached what you really wanted it to be. So it's very, very flexible. You don't have to hit a specific length or size in order to make this shawl work, especially since it's increased in so many different places. And the increase is a simple yarn over. So it's really very easy to do. All right. I wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek, but first I'm going to talk about something else. We got some new models in. Eileen knit this cowl, really big. Look at that. It is so soft and so light, and it is knit with 1 skein of this yarn. This is the Fairy Floss. I showed you this when it first came in. It is a self-striping, soft, soft, soft. This is an, I just want to get it right, alpaca. It's an alpaca and wool blend that's brushed. And boy, is it soft. And it makes, 1 skein makes this giant cowl. And you can see that there is not much of a repeat. It goes for a long way between repeats. Now, the pattern is written like this, really, really big, but you could end it anytime you want, so that out of the one skein, you could easily get 2 of these cowls and still have them be a decent size. Ooh, man, doesn't that look good? Perfect for those winter days that are coming up pretty soon under your coat. It will be fantastic. I haven't seen anybody comment from Facebook yet. Are we? Oh, there. Hi, Bonnie. Thank you. I was just beginning to wonder if Facebook was on. So this is a limited kind of like short time deal to begin with. And like I said, it takes 1 skein. You can get 2 cowls done. Oh, of course. Eileen says you can also wear it over your head, but it looks so good all scrunched up. So yeah, you could wear it like that as well. I think it looks better like this, but thank you. Oh, now the hair. Okay, so we have that orange, gold, yellow. We have the blue to pink. This is the one that we knit up, this color. And then we have the brights as well. So when you're planning your projects for gifts or just for some simple knitting to do while you're watching the World Series or football, that's a great one to think about doing, because once that yarn's gone, it's gone. Now, I wanted to give you a little bit of a preview, a little sneak peek well, Bonnie's on it, so I don't know what's happening. Kate says she can't find it. Got it. Okay, I wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what is happening this coming weekend. We are going to have a booth. I told you this last week. We're going to have a booth down at the Fiber Fest. It's the first time that we have done a booth down there. It's a small one. It's just a 10 by 10. And we will be set up for the entire weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. It is at the Big E Fairgrounds in the Mallory building. And I think there is a charge to get in, but it runs from 10 to 5 on Saturday and then from 10 to 3, I think, on Sunday. And I wanted to show you some of the things that we're going to have down there, because I managed to get just about everything ready for our booth. The first thing that we're going to do are these felted slippers, mainly because they're really easy to knit, and then it's really easy for us to transport as well. This yarn comes like this, and then when you're done knitting them, you just put them in the washing machine. These are slightly what I would call over felted. They're really pretty solid. They went through an entire cycle of wash and really came out tightly felted, which just means that they're going to last for a long time, especially on the bottoms of them. This is what the yarn looks like when you purchase it. It is a solid color and a multicolor. The directions come not on the label, but as a separate piece of paper. And basically, it tells you if you want the multicolor on the toe, start with the outside of the ball. And if you want the multicolor on the top, start at the inside of the ball. You do have to break the yarn, wind it off, and then start again, because they haven't completely wound the yarn perfectly, but I was pretty surprised at how close it came. So this is the black with gold multicolor. This, I didn't bring this skein over, but this is another color, the gold and the multi down here. This one is the green with multi. And the hot pink. Who wouldn't love this? Hot, hot, hot. And then the off-white. These are a really quick knit. Like I said, it's a big needle and a really simple knit, and you get a great pair of slippers out of it. There is enough yarn to make them even in a man size, but remember, I've always said, make your slippers smaller than you think you should, because you don't want your foot to be flopping around in there. And it's very easy for them to come out to be too big rather than too small. But I was really, really happy with these. Now, my daughter, Adrian, has been dyeing yarn for a little bit, and she had some bulky weight yarn that we never really quite knew what to do with. And so I did a very simple little ballet slipper out of one of her skeins. We've only got about, I think 10 or 12 skeins of this yarn. The colors are very, very subtle, but it is hand dyed, and it's a simple little garter stitch slipper that, again, we felted. And I really was pleased with how these came out as well. I might do a little jazzing up, either of needle felting or sewing some buttons on to kind of make these kind of pretty. So we've got some of this yarn that we will do as kits as well. And then I just got a box from Trendsetter Yarns. We're going to have a very special limited supply. We've got 9 kits. This is 100% cashmere. They're Cardiff cashmere. And this is a mosaic stitch cowl. And the presentation on this is just lovely. This, like I said, is a slip stitch, 2 colors, very, very easy to knit, but it comes in this great presentation. You get this wonderful little bag with it, and it's assorted colors. Again, there aren't a lot of colors because we only have about 8 kits, but this is one of the ones that I asked them to put together for us, and the pattern will be in the bag as well. So we've got that coming too. What I really wanted to show you, as many of you know, I took a group to Ireland this past spring, and one of the places that we visited was the Kerry Woolen Mills. That is one of the oldest wool processing plants or mills in Ireland, and they took us on a tour and showed us all the things that they make. And they specialize in fabric. So they do woven scarves, woven blankets, all kinds of things like that. Some yarn, and they did have some sweaters and things for sale. But while I was plodding along in the seconds bin, I had an idea for something that I wanted to make. And when, as the other people were checking out, I asked if they had any scraps of fabric. And they did. They very generously brought out a little pile of odds and ends of little things that they had left over, and let me choose some of the fabrics from that pile. And I then made a little sheep for the tour guide and one for the bus driver. And when I came home, I have been making these all summer long. So the fabric is from the Kerry Woolen Mill, and then I knit the tail and legs and the little face and sewed it all together and made a hanger so that you can hang this up. I think I might need to steam the feet because they're a little bit wonky. So we're going to have a bunch of these. I think I've managed to make 50 of them before the show, and they're in different colors and different fabrics. I hope you guys are still all there. I haven't seen a comment lately, but we're gonna have these there as well. I hope you guys like them because I think they are adorable. So different fabrics, some of the same, some are different. And then after the show, if we sell out, great, I'll make more, but I do plan on having them in the store as well. I wanted to tell you one more thing. If any of you Yeah, thanks, Bonnie. If any of you get or know of Modern Daily Knitting, MDK, they send out a little Saturday snippet kind of thing, and they do a field guide, which basically is often a group of patterns. And their field guide number 28 has been put together by Nora Gahn, who is a well-known name in the design world. Loves texture, loves cables, loves all kinds of unique stitches like that. She's designed several sweaters in Field Guide 28, one of which really struck me. The sweater is classic and beautiful. It's called the Adams cardigan. But what was more striking was where the inspiration came from. The woman's name is Jane Addams, and she lived from 1860 to 1935. She won a Nobel Peace Prize for her work that she did. She started something called Hull House out in the Chicago area. That was one of the first shelter houses for homeless and immigrants in the country. She also co-founded the ACLU, and she was described at the time as a radical pragmatist. What struck me was, and that's just the tip of the iceberg of what she did, was here was a woman with the strength and courage to fight battles that needed to be fought at a time when it was even harder to have your voice, a woman's voice, being heard. And I just want to honor that there are so many women who fight the fight that needs to be fought, no matter where it is or what it is, and continue to succeed. And I want to honor those women. I think that this Adams card, it's in their field guide number 28, and you know what? Fight your fight, no matter where or what or how small you may think it is. Your voice counts. Your thoughts and feelings matter, no matter what they are. We need to be more appreciative of the differences between us rather than turning them into hateful battlegrounds. It's not a battlefield. It shouldn't be. So we got to get through the week, get that knitting out, finish a project that you've got buried in your basket somewhere, something that isn't going to take that long, that you discover, oh my gosh, why didn't I finish this? Block something, find something new to knit, but most importantly, go knit something. Bye.